Hi, and welcome to Untethered with Jen Liss, the podcast that's here to help you free yourself from the crap that's holding you back so you can claim the life you're meant to live. I'm your host, Jen, and in this episode, we're going to unleash your magic. Let's dive in. Hey there, friend, it's Jen. I had so much dang fun this week hosting the Unleash Your Magic event. So through this 3-day event, we gathered to clarify your purpose, liberate your power, and claim your dream life. And it was so much fun. And we dreamed really big. We felt into our dreams. We really felt into some of the blocks that we might be experiencing on the path to our dreams, on the path to our greatest joy, to that most amazing and exciting and happy and wonderful and creative and boundless life that we know in our soul and our gut and our essence is meant for us. And then we claimed it. We gave ourselves permission to experience the unbridled joy that we know is on the other side of those limitations that we hold for ourselves. So what I wanted to do is actually share day 3 because there was so much juicy goodness and I don't want you to miss out. And so in this episode, in this event, we do a little bit of a breath exercise. So if you're driving, this is something that you could potentially do with your eyes open, or you can pause and come back to that section. So please don't close your eyes while driving or doing any kind of thing that you could possibly need your eyes open for. No cutting of vegetables while you listen to this, please. But I encourage you, if you do need to pause and come back to this, do this exercise. It is so important that we allow ourselves to experience in the moment, in the present, in the right now, what true joy and bliss feels like to us in our bodies, allowing ourselves to dream. What we do in this activity is a perfect day visualization that helps us to really feel into what are the feelings that we really, truly desire. And then what we get to do is cultivate more and more and more of that in the present, in our lives, in our day to day. And that's what takes us on our joy spiral, where we begin to magnetize more and more and more joy into our lives. And we create more joy in other people's lives. And that then brings us joy. And then it is this circle of excitement and delight that we get to be on. And it's hard to believe that sometimes when we see the world that we're living in, because this world is very focused on scarcity. It's very focused on the haves and the have-nots and the this and the that. The truth is that you at your source, at your core, are boundless. Just like Mother Nature, you are a piece of Mother Nature. We are all a piece of the Creator. We are all a piece of that magic. You have magic in you, and you get to be living a more magical life. You truly do. And if you doubt that, then more reason for you to listen to this episode and really start to dive into this so that you can believe it. Because the only thing standing between you and the life that you truly desire, that life that's calling on your heart, is your belief that you can't. That's the truth. So let's start unleashing more and more magic. Now, if you're really ready for this, if you're ready to put down the playing small and ready to really start to live a more magical existence, I have a program for you. It's called Made for More, and it is for anyone who has faced limitations on your path to your greatest joy, to your greatest life, to the life of more contribution that you know that is calling on your heart. You've got a huge mission. Maybe you've got a business and you keep hitting roadblock after roadblock. This is the program that is going to move you forward. Maybe you're in your corporate career and you're like ready for more, but you can't seem to make progress. This is the program for you. If that is the place that you are at, you are who I am talking to. You are who I can help. We are going to do nervous system regulation. We're going to do somatic work. This isn't just mindset. It is mindset because this is mind and body. You're going to get 12 weeks of active coaching with me in a small, intimate group. We are going to dig into the source of those limitations. We are going to release them. We are going to align you with your highest vibrational energy. And we are going to help you step in and shine that out into the world. Release, align, and shine. This is the process that we are going to be following through this program. You get not only those 12 weeks of coaching, you get breath work that is paired along with every single lesson. And that breath work continues for 6 months after program completion to keep you in the flow, to help you continue to move through those blocks, to release, to align, to shine continuously as you grow and evolve and really step into your magic. And not only that, you also get 6 months in the Made for More mastermind in this community of beautiful people who are stepping in with you. We know that the 5 people that you surround yourself with are the person that you become. So surround yourself with magical, sparkly unicorns who are stepping in to their magic. This is your chance. Made for More. Registration is open now. I'm looking forward to seeing you in there. You can go to jenlist.com/madeformore to sign up. And I would be happy to offer you a free consultation if you've got questions. If you want to find out, is this the right thing for you? There's a link on that page where you can click, look at my calendar, and see if there's a spot for you available for a 20-minute coaching call. I look forward to hearing from you. Enjoy this Unleash Your Magic event. Okay, today we are claiming your dream life with passion and fun, which for you may or may not involve listening to Pitbull. For me, it involves listening to plenty of Pitbull. So thank you for participating in a little dance party at the beginning here. I actually love to start coaching calls with dance parties. It's just shifts the energy. One huge tool that is in your toolbox that we forget is dance, is moving your body, is yesterday when we talked about confidence, putting your hands out, putting your hands up in the air are real things that boost our confidence. When they talk about power posing, I know it's so silly. If you power pose before you go into a job interview or just when you have to present, it will transform your life. So if you dance while doing power poses, it's like my secret to success. So if you need a little secret sauce in your life, that is it. Pop on some Pitbull or whatever music makes you happy and dance with your arms up in the air, twirl around, complete shifting of your energy. I mean, animals power pose. When they want to intimidate somebody else, they power pose. So why is that not something that we can incorporate into our lives as well? It really, really, really works. Okay, so little recap of where we've been so far. Thank you for joining today. Today is about really claiming your dreams, not going out and searching for your dreams, but claiming them because they're already here. And as we talked about, your purpose is to follow your greatest happiness, your greatest joy, your most amazing, wondrous life, a life that you cannot wait to wake up to every day, is your actual purpose in this world. Nobody else is meant to follow the same path of joy that you are, because you uniquely get to bring that brand of joy to the world and to others, and nothing could make you happier than doing that, than following that. And it feels so easy and it sounds so wild to us. And yet, can you feel the truth of it? There might be some resistance. And that's what we talked about yesterday, is dealing with the resistance that comes up and understanding that we do have the power. We do have the tools to move through those roadblocks. We learned an exercise, a somatic exercise that can help us to remove those roadblocks, or even just move with those roadblocks, identifying what's in the way and allowing ourselves to feel it while also continuing to step in, because we know that we're on purpose, that we are on our path of greatest joy. So today is really about claiming that life that you're passionate about. which brings up a question, actually. Why are you here? Why are you here today? Why are you here this week? What did you come here to hear from me? What do you want to hear? Share in the chat. What of all things that you could hear, what do you want to hear? What brought you here? For the Jen Pitbull dance. You can get a Pitbull dance any day, any day. That magic is real. Laura, I love that. You're such a sparkle beam. Melanie, I want to surround myself with people who have moved past the limitations and bias of those who I was raised by. Yes, 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 yes. For the energy that you can infuse into others, need more of that. Yes, yes. We all can be living in our greatest, juicy energy. And yet we're not doing it. And it not only do we often not feel fulfilled, not living in our best, most yummy energy, but others aren't either. So when you look at someone who is, we are so drawn to it, right? We're so drawn to somebody who is like, wow, they are really in their purpose. They are really in their flow. One of the greatest things for me was when I realized that we're all mirrors. Every single one of us is a mirror. And the more that we can mirror the thing that we really want for others, like how beautiful is that? It really allows the ego to stand down, because our ego gets in the way and it tells us all these things. Our ego is that amygdala, that piece of part of us that wants us to stay safe, that wants us to stay in the zone that we should be living in, right? When we realize, oh, I'm a mirror and the behavior that I am doing is actually allowing others to do that behavior too. I got off on a little riff there, but it's so important. It's so important that we see that when we step into our greatest, most aligned energy, which may or may not be Pitbull dance parties, it allows others to do it too. So that's just a beautiful reflection, what you shared there, of how we can all be stepping in and supporting others along the way. So to remind myself that it's possible again, and to remember what flow and alignment feels like. Yes, 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 yes. Somebody said, I watched the replay of yesterday and heard that the world is a better place when I don't play small. Yes. Stepping into your power, realignment, energy, 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 energy. Everything is energy. Literally everything on this planet is energy. To the smallest little particle, it's energy. And we can feel the energy of another person before we can actually consciously understand what it is about them. We can feel the energy. We all have an energetic field. In fact, do this. Rub your hands together super fast. Rub them, rub them, rub them. Get it really nice and warm. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Okay, now separate your hands a few inches apart. Do you feel that? Bring them together, closer. Do you feel the energy between your hands? Can you almost feel how you can mold like a little ball of energy between your hands? If you can't feel it, rub a little longer. We can become more and more sensitive to this over time. But can you feel that as you expand and as you contract? That's energy. That energy is in the air, is out here. We think this is empty. We think it's empty. It's not empty. It's full of things. If you turned on a radio right now, what would you hear? If you tuned it to 98.6, you'd hear music, right? There's music all around us. There's music everywhere. And we are constantly tuning into the music of the world, the music of the birds, the music of the trees, the music of each other. You are playing music. What are you playing? What are you allowing to come through you? One of a beautiful practice I do before any coaching call, before this today, before I host breathwork, before anything. This is something I learned from my mentor, so I cannot take credit for this, but it's so beautiful. I am the radio. Allow the song to play through me. You aren't the song. You are the radio that allows that energy, this energy, to flow through you. This beautiful song that you get to show up and play. That is your energy. It's not that I own this energy that you all showed up to bask in today. I don't own it. I'm just letting it flow through me. I'm just channeling it and allowing it. And the more we can allow the music to flow through us, what song do we want to play? What song do you want to tune it to? So before you show up to something, before you show up to a meeting, before you show up to anything, tune your dial. What song do I want to play today? That is the magic. That is like this is a total sidebar, but it's so important. So important that we realize the energetic field and that we get to choose what we play. And that really does feed into our dreams because they're calling on you. That energy is flowing to you and it's like tapping on your door. And it's like, hey, Casey, are you going to let me in today? Do I get to come through today? And you get to choose whether you crack that door open or whether you leave it closed. That's how dreams really work. They are not just like some faraway thing. They're coming and they're tapping on your door. Elizabeth Gilbert, the writer of Eat, Pray, Love, she also wrote this amazing book, Creatives out there. If you have not read, Big Magic. So freaking good. So freaking good. But she believes that creativity, and science is more and more actually proving this, it's wild, is alive. It's alive. It's out there in the ether. It's energy that is flowing and it's tapping on multiple people's doors. It's knocking. It's like, who's going to let me in? Who's going to let me in? Who's going to let me in? And so if you have a creative idea, if you have a creative spark and you kind of like open up the peephole and you're like, not today, not today. It's going to go knock on somebody else's door. So nobody's stealing your creative ideas. Nobody's stealing your dreams. It's whether you open the door and allow them through. And that's why it's about claiming your dream, opening up that door and allowing it to come through you because you are a conduit who is allowed to bring magic into the world. We are these vessels that we just allow it to come through us and we create. We are creators. We are creative. It's what we came here to do. Humans are freaking amazing and magical that we can take energy out of the air, that we can take creative ideas and make it into a thing. We can make things. We make things. We make music. We make artistry. We make words. We make feelings. We bring things to life out of the ether. Are you with me? Are you with me? This is what you get to do in this lifetime. You get to do this. And you get to do it to whatever capacity feels joyful, feels happy, feels good, feels exciting, feels vibrant, feels alive to you. That is our purpose. That is your purpose on this planet. So, you shared what you came here to hear, and our time together so far, whether this is your first day here with us or whether you've been here all along, what do you think's getting in your way? What's getting in your way of allowing this magic, this essence, this beauty, this creativity to flow through you? What's getting in your way? If you're willing to share in the chat, believe me, you're not the first one to think the thing that you're probably thinking. Me. Fear. Yeah. People pleasing. Confidence in myself. Yeah. Fear to surrender. Holding on control, right, Laura? Yeah. Trusting it and believing in myself. Yeah. These are real things. These are real feelings. These are real fears. There's nothing to discount here because these are very real things that I'm not good enough. So we've got beliefs, we've got feeling, we've got I need to control, people pleasing. I'm not bashing people pleasing. I have done plenty, very, very much a recovering people pleaser. It's control. It's control. There's a codependency in people pleasing. There is, I am not going to feel safe unless you are happy. That is happening in people pleasing. So it comes down to like the fear of a lack of control, a desire to control, a want for everybody to be happy so that we can all be happy. All of these things are control or fear-based. Fear is really control, right? They're really the same thing. What's the opposite of that? Oh, allowing, being the radio, allowing that energy to flow through you, saying yes to the creative flow so that it can continuously flow through us. And this is the journey that we are on. This is the journey we're on your path. It's like bumper bowling, and you're going down that path to your greatest joy, and you're hitting resistance, 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 and you're just going down the lane. And eventually, our hope, our desire is to get that strike, to hit the turkey, to get a perfect game. We want to get to that end of the line, and it's so fun. It's fun. It's magic. We love it. If it was just easy, this would not be fun. The game is not fun if somebody just throws the game, right? Nobody wants to go to a football game where somebody at the other team isn't even trying, right? That's not fun to watch. That's not fun to be part of. We want the resistance. We like it. We like it to be a little bit challenging. So this is part of the game, is dealing with these things that are coming up on ourselves, this lack of confidence or this lack of trust or, wanting everybody else to be happy. Like all of that is just part of the game. So normalizing it. So what we're going to do, we're going to drop in here, and we are going to do a little bit of a meditation and a little bit of breath work as we drop in. So what for you would be that beautiful, beautiful dream? And that can feel really lofty when somebody's like, what's your dream? What is your big dream? That can feel really, really hard. I know that I still struggle with like huge, huge dream because there's so much limitation that will come in. So what I would love for us to do today is to imagine our perfect day. A perfect day. What could a perfect day be for you? So that's what we're going to drop in with here today. And I'm going to guide you through this, and then we're going to do a little bit more activity. So that sound good? All good? Beautiful. Okay. If you want to get comfy in your chair, we are going to do a very simple breath today, one that you've done plenty of times in your life, what I call a halo active, and it's just into your nose, out through your mouth. And we're just going to do a few of those halo breaths, and then we're just going to drop into our bodies. Cool? Beautiful. Okay, taking a couple of deep breaths into your nose, out through the mouth, into your nose, out through your mouth. Beautiful. Closing down your eyes if you haven't yet. Just allowing yourself to settle into the seat beneath you. Noticing your feet. Maybe they're planted on the ground. Maybe they're on the couch. Just noticing your feet. On your next inhale, drawing that air in deep into your nose and allowing your awareness to rest in the space behind your eyes. Continuing with that halo, deep breath into the nose, out through the mouth. Inviting that space behind your eyes to relax, to release. moving your awareness down your body, inviting every muscle, every fiber to relax. Beautiful. A few more of those halo breaths as you invite your muscles to relax. Maybe you allow that surface beneath you to hold your body just a little bit more, relaxing into that surface beneath you. There you go. Returning to your natural breath if that feels good to you. And calling to mind your most beautiful, perfect day. As you wake up to this beautiful, perfect day, what bed are you in? Where are you waking up? As you stretch and get up and get out of bed, walking through the space that you're in, as you look around, what do you see? What does the space that you're in look like? Is it expansive? Is it white? Is it vibrant? What colors? What textures? What things do you see? Walking over to a door. Maybe it's a sliding glass door, or maybe it's two big doors that you open and step out through. When you step outside, what is the temperature? What is the weather like? Where are you? As you choose what you do next in this perfect day, what do you choose to do? See yourself moving through your day, doing things that delight you. Things that light you up, that bring you joy, that spark your creativity, your feelings of love. Who are you doing these things with? Maybe you're by yourself. Maybe someone's with you. Fur babies. Really allow yourself to feel as you move through these activities. Whatever it is that you are doing, just allow yourself to really feel it. If there's people with you, see their faces. Maybe lock eyes with them. Share a knowing smile. What is that feeling between one another? As you close out the day, you flip through your memories of this beautiful, gorgeous day. The perfect way to close it out. Whenever you're ready, taking a couple of deep breaths into the nose, out through the mouth, Maybe on those inhales, savoring those beautiful feelings that you felt one last time. One more deep breath in. As you breathe out, maybe wiggling your fingers, your toes, allowing yourself to come back into the here and the now. Maybe you can still feel some of those yummy feels. Fluttering your eyes open when you're ready. And if you're willing, share in the chat. Where were you? What's one thing you did? And how did it feel? Beautiful. So, let me see. Raising my family on the countryside. It wasn't exactly what you thought, but there was time and space for peace. What a beautiful feeling. Yeah. Peaceful room. Seeing a theme of peace, happiness. Your mind jumped from place to place in the woods, taking in the sun, the misty, fresh air. If you could put a feeling, and a couple identified peace, if you could put an overall feeling, what was the feeling? What was the big feeling, or a couple of the feelings that you had? Expansion, content, love, peace, happiness, present, calm, freedom, content. Now, isn't it amazing? These feelings, you just felt them. You have them within you, and we can access them at any time. It's always accessible. These feelings that we crave, right? That your perfect day feels expansive. Your perfect day feels content. It feels like love. It feels like peace. It feels like freedom. It feels calm. You just felt them. You feel all of those things. We have it in us all the time. It's always there. And we think it's somewhere out there. When people say, I'm living the dream, it's like, we are actually. we are living the dream when we allow ourselves a moment to drop in and be with us. Because all things are accessible to us. All energies are accessible to us. It's just in this world that we are living in, we so often reach for the things that are easily accessible, that feel easily accessible, because there's so much of it. There's so much static. There's so much noise. There's so much pollution that is in our media, all of these things. It feels easier, but look how quickly you dropped in to those desired feelings, to those dreamy, amazing feelings. It's there for you. And it's when we allow ourselves to drop into this that we really magnetize more and more and more of it to ourselves. So if you're let's just use an example. I'll use my own example. I was in a job that I was feeling very resistant about. It wasn't feeling good. It wasn't feeling good anymore. And I was going from leader to leader to leader all across the company, talking to people, talking to my coworkers. One of them happens to be here, and saying, I don't love this job. I feel like I want to do something else, and I can't figure out what I'm supposed to do next. Help me figure out what I'm supposed to do next. And all while I'm doing this, first of all, nobody could tell me what to do next. And I was resisting the job that I had. And I was feeling like all of these yucky feelings about it while I was resisting it. It was like, ugh. And I didn't want to love it because I didn't want to be doing it anymore. It wasn't making me happy. So instead of feeling all of these yummy, dreamy feels, I was feeling that. And it was drawing more of it to me, drawing more and more and more resistance to me. And somebody said to me, the only way out is to love it now, is to feel those feelings that you desire to feel now and to begin feeling them in that job now. And it's magic. This actually works. When you start to love it, when you start to feel the things that we want to feel, the freedom, the tenderness, contentment, calm, that is when we magnetize more of those things, and this feeling and actually that job goes away. Possibly the job might stay, who knows? But most likely it's going to go away because you're ready for more freedom. You're ready for more peace. You're signaling to the universe to bring me more and more of this energy and not more and more of that energy. It is completely counterintuitive to what we have learned. And what we have learned, is it working? Is it working for us? So why not give this a shot, right? It really, really, really is completely opposite of what we think that it is. The more we feel the feelings that we just felt, the more that we envision that perfect day, the more we allow ourselves to go there, it comes to us. It comes to us. It truly does. So, and give me a couple shakes if that makes sense, and raise any questions if you have any questions. Beautiful. So you can have these feelings. You can have this perfect day. Who's saying to you that you can't? Who do you think those, if you could name, can you name those who's saying that you can't have it? Those who are stuck. Yeah. The ego, myself. Yeah. Yeah. And there are plenty of people who are stuck. These are all true. These are all true. We say this to ourselves. We've learned that from other people in the world. We've learned it from our world, those who are stuck. And if we look around the world that we live in, the messages that we hear, we look around the world, it's scarce. It's very focused on scarcity, incredibly focused on scarcity. The whole world that we have created in the past, several hundred years, maybe more, is so focused on lack. But the universe is abundant. Nature is abundant. Do you think I was on a hike the other day and there's just these plants just like overgrowing? It's like, it's that time of year. It's the most sun of the year, right? Like we just had the solstice, the most sun. Those plants, do you think they're holding themselves back and like, ooh, I can't like put my little tendrils over the path because humans might get itchy on their legs as I walk by? No, they're just growing. They're just growing because they grow. That's what they do. And it's really what we are meant to do too, is to simply grow in an abundant way and to follow those nudges that we're feeling. And when we don't follow the nudges, when we're not following the dream that is calling on our heart, those feelings, your dream, your joy, those feelings, it's all the same. It's all that essence that is calling to you. It's your creativity. It's your spark. It's your light. It's your magic glitter. It's your unicorn horn. That when you're not following those things, we get really uncomfortable. Think about a flower that is preventing itself from blooming. How uncomfortable would that flower be? It would just be like, and it would get really weird, right? If a flower was like, I can't bloom, it would like, I don't even know if it's physically possible for a flower to stop itself. I don't think so. And then if the flower attempted to do its petals in the way that it thinks that other flowers think that it should open up its petals, what would that be like? A flower simply allows itself to bloom, even though it's probably a little uncomfortable. It's probably uncomfortable when a flower blooms. If a flower could feel, and maybe they can, we can't talk to them to ask them this question. Don't you think it's probably like, ooh, this guy's like a little, ooh, I'm really blooming today, y'all. Like it probably feels a little bit uncomfortable for it, but it does it anyway because it's what it's meant to do. And so are you. You are meant to bloom. You are meant to step into these feelings, into those perfect day feelings more and more and more. You're meant to be going down that bowling lane. and feeling a little bit of resistance along the way. That's what you're meant to do. So why aren't we doing it? And what's at stake? What's at stake for not living our dreams? Who are we hurting? If we're not fully stepping in, if we're not fully blooming, who are we hurting? Like really list the people that you feel like it could be hurting if you weren't to fully bloom. Thinking about the world as if you were a mirror for others to see, who potentially could be harmed by you not fully embracing the beauty of this life, that the magic that you're meant to create in this world, your gifts. If I don't step into my authentic self, I send that message to my kids, anyone else, the next generation, what's possible for our bodies and for the earth. And I ask this question because it's easy for us to discount ourselves and to just be like, yeah, like that's for other people. And I don't really need any more. It's okay. It's okay for me to stay small. It's okay for me to only take this much of the pie. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But when we think about it, that us not fully stepping in and us not shining our brightest and really delivering those gifts in the way that brings us the most joy is hurting so many people. I mean, the next generation, I mean, that includes so many people. That includes children. That also includes your coworkers, other people that you could be showing what's possible for others if we really, really, really fully allowed ourselves to step in. And even think about your grandmother, your grandmother's grandmother. What could you be showing just them, the honor and the respect of the gifts that they passed along to you, that maybe they, because of society, were really not able to fully step in. And there are, admittedly, many people today, just because of our society and the world that we live in, who it is a danger for them to fully step in. But for so many of us, it's not. There's no actual danger there. We feel like there's danger. We feel like there's expectations. We feel like we are supposed to be doing it a certain way. And is that true? Is that unequivocally true? Can you prove that this perfect day that you had in your head is absolutely not possible? Can you say with absolute certainty, this is not ever possible for any human on the planet to live this day that I just had in my head? Now, granted, if it's like your family, it's probably not possible for others to be with your exact family, but the things that you did, the experiences that you had, is there anybody else on the planet that is living those experiences? Probably. There's somebody out there who is living those experiences. So why not you? Why not you? And we have all of these things in our head that are like, oh yeah, but blah, blah, blah. But those are just beliefs. Those are just beliefs. When you get down to it, it's pretty easy to disprove these things because it's not actually true if somebody else in the world is living them too. So over the past couple of days, we have actually, maybe unknowingly to you, gone through my signature align, release, and shine process, which is to align with what it is that is your purpose, your joy, your happiness, following your joy spiral upward, bringing other people along with you on that joy spiral because it makes you so happy to do so. It feels so good to bring others up along with us. We learned how to release some of those blocks, to feel the crunchiness in your body, to allow it to be there, and then to notice how it releases when we simply meet it with our awareness. And we allowed ourselves to dream. Allowing yourself to dream, just even what you did today, shifted the energy inside of yourself. Allowing yourself to move that energy moves the energy in other people. Energy is non-local. When you allow yourself to feel joy and to feel expansiveness, somebody else felt it as well. It's non-local. So allowing yourself to align, release those things, and shine. And moving through this process all the time will guide you more and more and more to your magic that you were meant to create in this world. And that's amazing. That's so amazing. But still, we have these things that get in the way that keep us from really, truly living this amazing dream, like claiming it for ourselves, like really, really, really claiming it. Like, do you want to claim your dreams? Do you want to live the dreams that are on your heart? Do you want to live that perfect day? Give me a 1 in the chat if you would love to live that perfect day, like for real. So here's what we're going to do. Does everybody have a piece of paper? Can you pull out a piece of paper or pull out your notes on your phone? Okay, we are going to write a letter to yourself. So at the top of the page, dear Katie, dear Laura, dear Heidi, put your name. I give you permission, just right after me. I give you permission to live the life you came here to live. I give you permission to craft your days according to what feels good to you. I give you permission to fully step in to the badass you are. You don't have to write badass if that doesn't feel good to you. I give you the unrelenting support and love and confidence to stop caring what anyone else thinks. From this point forward, do what feels joyful to you. I love you. Signed, your name. Now read that to yourself silently for a second. What comes up for you as you write that to yourself, as you read this to yourself? What comes up? Does it feel possible? I need to read this every day. Hope and doubt, a little bit of both, joy and the resistance. Yeah. Bowling lane. Yeah. And how much time do we spend saying things like this to ourselves? Really? Yeah, we don't. We outsource our power a lot, and that's what we've been taught to do. So there is something wrong with it, but it's also like not our fault. But also, once you know better, do better. We outsource our power to other people. We want other people to say these things to ourselves. But who do we really need to hear it from? Yeah, we need to really hear it from ourselves. We really need to give ourselves permission. And when you think about other loved ones in your lives, like, don't you want them to say this to themselves? So why aren't we saying it to ourselves? It's wild. It's wild how we want these things for other people. And the thing that's going to give that to other people is us giving it to ourselves. We always come first. We always come first. Now, I don't have children, but I have nieces and I have nephews. And realizing that me living the life, I'm going to get teary-eyed about this, me living the life that I truly love is showing them what's possible. It shows other people what is possible for them when we just give ourselves effing permission to do it, because you can. Truly, 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 you can. And maybe it's just little bits at a time. Maybe it's just allowing yourself to feel that freedom, that peace, that calm, giving yourself 5 minutes of it, because it compounds over time. That love that you offer yourself, reading this permission slip to yourself, printing it out, put it in your bathroom, reading it to yourself can shift so much for you. And not just reading it, because what we've talked about with the mind and the body connection and what we did in that meditation earlier is to allow ourselves to feel. What we did in yesterday's exercise of passing something through our heart is rewiring our heart neurons so that they feel safe. They feel safe to feel love. They feel safe to feel these things. If we don't feel it, it doesn't change. So really connecting the mind, the body, the heart, and allowing yourself to, as you read this permission slip to yourself, physically feel the opening of your heart. So often we open our hearts for others and we don't open our heart for ourselves. If you can say these words to yourself with an open heart and allow yourself to receive it, so powerful. So powerful. So thank you for being willing to go here with me today and to allow yourself to dream, allow yourself to feel into that perfect day, to write yourself this badass permission slip to step into your badassery, because you're a unicorn. I mean this. I see the gifts in every single human being. And it's why I'm so passionate about this. And it was in loving that job that I was in that I actually found my passion for this. If I had not, in that moment, if I had not been working with a coach and she said, start loving that job, that's how I found this path. I ended up loving that job. It ended up leading me to work on a project that had me doing work, helping employees to step into their gifts. And it led me along the way. And the same could be true for you. Start to love exactly where you are at. Start to accept all of you, the resistance and the joy, and see where it leads you. It's just so beautiful. I hope you enjoyed that call. It was so much fun crafting it and experiencing it alongside the people who were there for it, and now getting to experience it alongside you as you listen to it afterward. And I would love to hear, what was your biggest takeaway? Come and write to me at UntetheredJen on Instagram. You can send me an email, hello@jenlist.com. I would absolutely love to hear any feedback that you have, takeaway. And if it is your time, come join me in Made for More. Some of the people who are in there are just major sparkly unicorns that I know you are going to love if you are called to this work. Let's work through those blocks. Let's get you moving forward on your intended path to a more joyful and aligned life, a life that you cannot wait to wake up to. That is your right. That is your God-given right. That is your purpose. Stand in it. It's time to believe. It is time for you to step in with confidence. Let's freaking go. I love you so much. Thank you so much for listening. You just keep shining your magical unicorn self out there for all to see. I'll see you next time. Bye.